Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. Love and light. It's your guy, J Day, bringing to you another live. Yes, I did say I was going to come on Sunday to do another live. For those of you who don't know, y'all got to make sure y'all hit that notification button. Yes, make sure you hit the notification button. But I'm going to give a few minutes for you guys to come on in. Yeah, because I don't really see too many of you in right now. But yeah, I'm gonna do today's interview. We're talking about all about Dominican Republic. Those of you guys know I like to provide informative information to help those of you who are looking to move to DR. Those of you who are already there, that's need information to help navigate. So I'm bringing on this lovely young lady, Miss Unique Wright, and she's located in the Punta Cana area. So, Ms. Wright, I'm going to give you the platform. Just tell a little bit about yourself and, what made you decide to make Punta Cana your home permanently.
Wow. So my name is Unique Wright, and I have lived in Punta Cana for about a year and 4 months now. I decided to make this my home because I saw all the opportunities here. I came here to grow and build my retirement plan. A lot of people come here to retire, but when I saw the opportunity and the things that I can do in Punta Cana versus doing it in the United States, and how much easier it was to do it and financially easier it was to do it, I just decided to move here and make this my permanent residence.
Nice, nice. So, how long have you been living in Dominican Republic?
A year and 4 months.
Oh, okay, okay. So, how has that transition been for you since you've been there for a year and 4 months? How has it been?
I love it. I love it. It's been a very awesome transition. The food is cleaner, the air is cleaner, my skin is better. I've lost you lose a couple pounds when you get here. It's just been a great transition. I mean, I have no complaints.
Nice, nice. That's what I like to hear. For a lot of expats that move there, and once they find themselves there, after I say once you're there for 6 months, 3 to 6 months, pretty much that honeymoon stage is over. It's
Yeah.
over. You're pretty much now living there as as a local expat. So after the honeymoon stage is over for you, I find people find themselves bored. They're like, okay, I done spent so much time at the beach now. It's time to do other things. So did you find yourself like that, bored after a while? And what things do you do to pass time?
Well, the thing is, I love the beach. I love being outside. I love all of that. So I still don't. I haven't got bored yet.
Oh, okay.
And people say this, but I have not got bored yet. Now I've gotten what do you over
Oh,
it
okay.
over certain things. Like I don't have to go to drink point every night like I was. I don't have to go out to the bar every night like I was. I don't have to, pow patio. Going out. Now I can actually sit at the house and just chill and relax and enjoy it, knowing that it's there. But
Hmm.
when I came out when I first was here. We were out. We were going out. We were having fun. It was like my week before my birthday. I brought a whole bunch of people here for my birthday. And then for the first 3 or 4 months, I've had a whole bunch of people here. So we will always be doing tourist things. So now it's
Hmm.
just okay. Now I don't have to do that. I can actually kind of settle into my real life. And
Hmm.
if I go out, then it's okay.
Mm, nice, nice. So you said you because I know for me, when I'm there full time, it's gonna be an adjustment for me, especially traveling there as a tourist opposed to living there full time. Now, I'll ask you, like, when it comes to managing your money and budgeting your money, I know it's going to be an adjustment. Was that an adjustment for you? Shopping like a local opposed to spending like a tourist. Did you find that difficult in the beginning?
You realize that you have to you live here now. You realize this.
Right, right.
Once that moment clicks, you're like, oh, wow, I need to get this for cheaper. I might need to buy groceries and put it in the refrigerator. I might not need to eat out every night. You know,
Mm-hmm.
those are things that you have to, or you learn to adjust to once you actually live here. Learning the grocery stores, learning where you can buy cheaper things from, because I'm in the heart of Punta Cana, right? In Los
Mm-hmm.
Corrales. So, like, I walk outside, I'm still in a tourist. Everybody here looks like they're on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and with people like they're on vacation, or most of the people I interact with are on vacation. So then you're like, well, where do you buy the cheaper food? But being that I had a restaurant here for a time, I learned all of the stores around where to buy the cheapest food, how to live a
Mm-hmm.
little bit economically in this country. So those are the things that I picked up on with
Mm-hmm.
that. Sometimes, um, and just learning how to live as the local. Like I did an experiment one day. I was in Los Corrales and I had 100 pesos. And I went to the Kamado and I was like, okay, what can I actually buy to live off of for 100 pesos? Just to test the fact, right? And I
Uh-huh.
bought like the thing I love about this country is I bought like 2 eggs, two
Mm-hmm.
potatoes, an onion, a piece of garlic, and what else did I buy? I think that might have been it.
Mm-hmm.
And for $4, that was
Mm.
my breakfast for 2 days. No, about
Nice.
4 eggs. 4 eggs, two potatoes, and onion and a piece of garlic. I kind of made like hash browns with the potatoes, and then fried the egg in it, and that was like my breakfast for 2 days. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, you couldn't do this in America for $4. The eggs alone, because we had to buy 6 to 12 eggs. The eggs alone would have cost
Right.
us.
Four
So
$4. Right. Right.
I'm like, okay, regardless of how much money I may or may not have in my pocket, you can make this work with pennies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that was in Colorado and Los Corrales. Now imagine if I was like went to the store in Fusa or Verone, I probably would have been able to get a little bit more because of where I was at.
Mm-hmm. So you said you are in Punta Cana. What other places in Dominican Republic have you visited outside of Punta Cana? And what would you say would be your next favorite city opposed to Punta Cana? And why?
I've been in Punta Cana. I kind of immersed myself into the Punta Cana, Los Corrales area. I've been to I've been to Santo Domingo once. I went there for a weekend,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I went to Wandolio,
Mm-hmm.
in Macau, or at least to the beach there. So I haven't really been to a lot of places. So I can't give you a definitive answer on my favorite yet because
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so you know what that means. It's time. It's time to move around now. It's a year and 4 months now. I think it's time to flap the wings and head over to the North Coast to see what the North Coast has to offer for sure. The North Coast is just dear to me, man. I think, and I always tell people before you make an investment in Dominican Republic, you got to check out more than one city. You know what I mean? And then you make a determination in terms of where you want to be. I always don't just go to Puerto Plata and say, oh, I want to invest here. Nah, check out Puerto Plata, check out Punta Cana, check out Boca Chica. Like, experience different cities, and then you go ahead and make a choice. But for you, and I ask everybody that I interview this because everybody has their own idea and own view of how much it costs for a single person on a monthly basis. How, because a lot of people that they question that. Okay, can somebody survive on $1,000 a month? Can they survive off of $500 a month? How much would you say a single person, can survive off of on a monthly basis in DR?
I think 1,000 would be my lowest to be
Okay.
to be comfortable.
Mm. Mm.
Because and in the Punta Cana area, I would say, and then Okay, there's levels to everybody's comfortability, right?
Right, right.
So when I say this, that means you, if you use the AC, maybe 1,300 or
Okay.
1,300 if you're an AC person. But I learned to live without the AC since I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first got here, I was running the AC like I did in the United States, and I
Right.
understood that was like a $50 every 3 days expense, and I was like, I didn't come here to spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
Um, and it's because I was like, if I average this out, it's going to be like $300-400 just for AC. My rent
Mm-hmm.
at that moment was only $850, so I'm gonna pay half of my rent and utilities. That's the biggest adjustment that I believe that you're gonna have to come in with from the United States is air conditioning. Air
And
conditioning.
that's one thing that I hear. The electric bill in DR is extremely high.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that. Thank God my house is up in the mountains, so that I can get that nice breeze up there at night. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So, and I find that when you're high up in elevation, it's cooler. So, I mean, even though I do plan on having ACs and stuff, and eventually solar panels to save on the electric bill for sure. So you did say, you at one point, at some point, you did have a restaurant. Was it in Punta Cana? Was it located in Punta Cana?
Yes, it was the in Punta Cana in the Foodies Temple. It was called Wings and Things.
Wings. Okay. I have a Wings and Things in Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me, like, for somebody that's looking to start a business, how did that work out for you, and what steps did you take, to get started in a restaurant for people who may be looking to open up a restaurant? Because that's one thing. I do have a lot of people that's looking to tap into that market. So just give me some of the pros and cons of opening up a restaurant in Dominican Republic.
Okay, it's a great. It's great. Um, I liked it. Ran out of money. Didn't do the market research well enough for the high and low season in Punta Cana. I didn't know it was as drastic as it was. When they say it's high season, that means there's a whole lot of people here, and it's a
Hmm.
lot more made. And I opened up in high season, and then
Hmm.
low season. And when I say it was like turning the lights on and turning the lights off,
Hmm.
um, that's how low season hits. And
Hmm.
after the day after Easter, it's like everybody evaporates out of Punta Cana, like
Okay, so it's like ghost town.
ghost town. So it went from 100 to zero in one
Hmm.
day. Even a gradual transition. It was just like 100, and then no customers at all. Period.
Hmm.
Like everywhere. So it wasn't even my place. It was everywhere. Nobody on the street, nobody outside. So those are some things that you have to take and in consideration.
Hmm.
The other thing is cater to the locals. Figure out how to cater to the locals. Having doing the plate of the day was one of the things that helped my business in the beginning. Making sure I had that plate of the day. Right, it's only rice, beans, and a meat. You know what I mean? Chicken, beef, or pork. But having that plate of the day was very, very crucial in the survival of a startup where I was in my business.
Hmm.
Um, because at that point we were catering to during lunchtime, which would have been hours. The expats or the tourists leave their homes and try to go out to eat like after 3. So
Hmm.
having it open early is kind of like one of those, hit or miss kind of things.
Hmm.
Hope I'm not looking like I'm sweating too much, but I'm sitting outside on the patio and I'm sweating.
Yeah, you good.
So um that was one of the things I did learn, and being able to strive. If you can make it through your first year in the restaurant industry in Dominican Republic, you won. You won.
Okay.
If you survive that first full 365 days, you won. But you
Hmm.
will have to be able to make sure you're catering to the
The
locals
locals, yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah,
just a little bit,
yeah.
because they're around, and they're going to be the people who are going to help you survive when nobody else is here.
Yes, well, exactly. And it's funny you say that, only because I have said that before. I have said it, if you're gonna tap into the food and beverage industry, be sure that you integrate it to whereas the locals are it's affordable for the locals to patronize it. You know what I mean? You don't want to just make it expat, you want to make the price points affordable for everybody to be able to patronize for sure. For sure. So when you found yourself in that, like when it was downtime season, what did you do, and what would you recommend somebody who's investing, like going through down season? What would you do to sustain yourself, and what would you recommend somebody else to do?
Well, at that point is again, you have the local expats that are in your community. You have the locals that are around. So when I say locals, it doesn't always mean like the Dominicans and or Haitians. It means expats as well. So making sure that you're catering to those people. You have to in the low season, entertainment. That was another thing that happened in my business is where I was located. Is that because it got low season, I was like in a food park area. So and it was a joint. It was being working with everybody. So if I had karaoke, then I wanted everybody to contribute to karaoke because karaoke is going to draw attention to the whole
Hmm.
class, me as one business. So because I didn't have a standalone. So with that being said, I had to make sure that everybody was on the same page in running the business. And I had a big issue with that. Well, it's low season. We're not making a whole bunch of money and da 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 da. I can't contribute. Um, and so then the burden falls on the person who actually has the idea, right?
Hmm.
So that was one of the things. So if I suggest going into a food park area is great, but sometimes it's not because if everybody's not on the same page, it doesn't work. And if I'm bringing 100 people, I can't guarantee those 100 people will eat at my restaurant if it's in the food park. They may not want wings today. They may want sushi. They may want chicharros. What is it? Chicharrochos. The
Chicharo.
little
Yeah.
chicharron. They may want something else. So if I'm going to provide the entertainment, I want not to be selfish. If I'm having to pay for it totally, I want you to only eat at my
Eat in
place.
my
But
place. Right. Right.
so I can't control everybody. So then that's why that had to be um, a group effect.
Uh-huh.
So that was one of the things that didn't work, and my landlord was crazy. So that was another thing. So it was a lot of different things that
Variables.
variables that made me want to close the restaurant, especially in that location. But
Hmm.
I still had the clientele. They liked what I had. I had a good product. It was something that wasn't around here. And one thing, yes, you cater to the locals, but try to do something a little bit different because there are very few restaurants that have American flavor or um here. So everything has a Dominican flavor. So this if you're gonna do it, do something that's a little different. You can have
Hmm.
the stuff, but do something that's a little bit different so that you can we will want to come. We want to make it a change.
Right. Okay. Well, it's done to you guys in here. Be sure to hit the like, hit the share, and subscribe, please. That helps push the video out in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you guys. So outside of running the food and beverage, being working in the food and beverage industry, what other businesses would you say would do well in DR outside of food and beverage?
The thing about the art is like there's so much, so everything.
Hmm.
Logistics. We need movers. We need storage companies. We need well, I'm in the process in developing. We're going to launch a home property management and home maintenance company coming the New
Hmm.
Year's for that. Um, so everything needs to be here. There is technology is not here. This is moving to many or Punta Cana at least. I feel it's like moving back to like 1980, 1990,
Okay.
where
Okay.
you're like, wow, this would be more. It would be there's no level of efficiency. here.
Mm,
There's no,
mhm,
I can't just, the process to pay my light bill online is a pain.
mhm,
And you have to have a Dominican bank account. You have to do this. You have to do that. It's not like in the US where I could have just set it up and just click a button and say, pay here, and you go. And then you got to find the place where to pay it. Then, same thing with Claro, setting that up, and then your phone bill, it's every 5 days with the plan the prepaid plan, I guess. I haven't figured out how to get the other plan. But like there's very little technology here to make life efficient. There's very
mhm,
little. Everything is where I'm at. Everything is very very simplified,
mhm,
and we have excursions. Everybody has an excursion company. Those are great. You know what
mhm.
I mean? But it's based upon tourism. So anything like, okay, another thing I was thinking about was a WeWorks.
Mhm.
I'm here on vacation or I'm living in my house and my Wi-Fi may or may you is working good, or you have community Wi-Fi, or you in the hotel or whatever. The Wi-Fi is not great. Having a place where you can go, or you have a lot of people in your house, go and sit down and have a quiet workplace to have a meeting. That's air conditioned and has great
Mhm.
places like that. So there's so many opportunities for multiple things to be developed here that the sky is the limit.
And
Everything
and
just
and I have said that as well. I tell my viewers DR is a develop. It's not. It's no longer a third world country. It's a developing country. It's a developing country. You have a lot of foreigners moving there at a rapid pace. So whatever it is that you're doing in the states, it's time to bring it to DR.
yes,
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that we don't have accessible to in DR. Brainstorm it, research it, and see if it'll work. I've said, I've thrown out a few things just to give people some ideas, like even like event spaces, renting out event spaces, you know, is a great way. Yeah, because you got people throwing weddings, birthday parties, just all different kinds of events. You buy a building and turn it into an event space. Man, that's money. There's good money in
yep,
that. A concierge service. I was talking
yep,
to a sister that I met through Miss Sharonda, Wendy. I was telling her, I'm like, as many females that go back and forth to Santo Domingo to get cosmetic surgery, set up a concierge service in DR. I mean, in Santo Domingo. And I know on hand a few women that had surgeries done. The aftercare was minimal. They wanted, food, and they didn't have nobody to go out and get them, some good Dominican food. You provide that kind of a service, it is definitely can be a win-win. Providing transportation from the airport to the doctor's office, and then the doctor's office to your hotel, and whatever
yep,
food and whatever it is that they need, you are there to cater to their needs while they're there. So these are the kind of things that can definitely work in Dominican Republic for sure.
yep.
I'm just going to answer some of these questions. Miss Sharonda, she said, "Unique, have you lived anywhere else in the Dominican Republic aside of Punta Cana?"
I have not.
Okay. She also asked, "What do you do now for a living in the DR since the restaurant business is no longer running?"
Okay, so I have
Good
just
question, Miss
started.
Sharonda.
I have just working with a new startup that's about to happen here. One of the things that, and I was about to build it myself, but I was introduced to I was introduced to this guy, or this guy introduced himself to me, and we decided to we're going to work together and kind of combine forces in our business um, venture of creating property management, home maintenance, and real estate and development company together.
Wow.
So at this point in the new year, we're going to be launching a home maintenance, and property management company first, and then selling properties as well. And if you have land, we have a development division. So if you have land, you bought land out here and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, we'll help you develop that out. But our first phase of this is now home maintenance and property management at a U.S. standard. You know what I mean? Because coming here and you're buying property and you're living here, there's things that need to be repaired. There's things that need to you need a cleaner. You need, maybe you need water filtration system. You need a handyman. You need somebody to do your lawn. So you have the fly by night. This is what I call them here.
Mhm.
Everybody is everybody's electrician.
Right.
Everybody, you say, hey, I need somebody. Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I can do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
There's no vetted company at this point that does all of those services to provide you an adequate service, timely, good quality, warranty on your
Hmm.
work. If you have some work done here by one of these fly by night here, they're gonna come, they're gonna fix it, they're gonna charge you whatever they're gonna charge you. Then if it breaks tomorrow, they're gonna come back out and charge you again. They're
Again.
not
Right.
they're not giving you a warranty. They're going to say you broke something. It's your fault. So at the end of the day, now we're creating this platform for us to have more of a customer service, quality of life, knowing that you're going to get a great service. If you call us, we're going to get you a quality service with a quality technician. We're going to check their work, make sure everything is working properly to the standards that it needs to be. If it does break, God forbid something does happen and not correct, we're going to come back out, free of charge to help you to make sure it's fixed because we gave that level of comfortability and quality of work. So this is what we're launching. We're going to launch it first in Punta Cana, and then we're going to expand it throughout the country.
Nice, nice. Well, look forward to seeing that happen for you. Really am. Perception rules, reality says. What about laundromat, guys? Be sure to hit the like. Be sure to hit the like, guys. It's 16. You guys on? Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't know about laundromats. It's not really in demand in Dominican Republic like it is here in the States, I noticed. And I find it to be relatively expensive. I had took some clothes, because one before I go home, I like to fly home with everything clean. I don't I that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate flying with dirty clothes, So I always make sure that they're clean before I leave. So I did a laundry service once and I found it to be kind of expensive. A dry cleaning, it might work. It might work. But most of us expats, when we're buying homes and we're building homes and we're renting, we have that westernized mentality where we gotta have a washer and dryer already accessible at the house. You see what I'm saying? So and then the local people, most times they're washing their stuff by hand. And if they're not washing it by hand, they have the Dominican spinner, and then they just hang their stuff up and let the sun dry it. So I don't know if it'll work, but hey, it doesn't hurt but to try. I just tell people when you're looking to start a business, you want to start a business with minimal costs. The startup, you don't want to have to spend a whole lot in terms of the startup because if it doesn't last, then you don't wasted your money. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
I try to brainstorm businesses where it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to start up. Like I mentioned one of them, smoothie shop. You get a couple of NutriBullets and Ninjas, a couple of tables and chairs. It don't cost the fruit. It's very cheap in DR. Let's face it. So I was even considering doing, a smoothie bar, a juice bar. Those kind of things I think would definitely work. Because for one, research whatever it is that you want to do. Just research it and see if there's anything around you doing the same thing. And if it's not, you might have something good. You definitely might have something good. Yeah.
The
Um.
we have one here in, well, we have a couple around here in Punta Cana. So it's not viable. When I was here, I had to use one. So it's a hit or miss with that laundromat. Like it's a hit or miss. I just think it depends on where you're at,
Uh huh.
um, and how convenient the people want that service. So it's like one of those, that demographic has to be right for that.
Yeah, and Crazy World made a great point, and I've heard this before from one of my previous interviewers. He said, you have to stress to your workers the importance of taking pride in their work. I had a guy come do one thing for me and damage something else in my apartment, and that happens a lot. And one thing I will say is, us being from the states, we're accustomed to things being done in a timely manner. When it comes to the Dominican, the locals, they're very lackadaisical when it comes to time management, and that right there can frustrate the hell out of us as foreigners, because we're just accustomed to that. So
Mm.
these are kind of the things that you're going to have to expect, especially if you plan on hiring, a team of people to work for you. um, Expect these kind of things to happen. You might have to go through two and three or four employees before you get the right one. You know,
Yes.
that's that. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in
Well,
mind.
with our company, yes, we are bringing the American standard to Punta Cana or into the Dominican Republic. So, yes, we're going to be on time. Yes, we're going to make sure we're going to call before we arrive at your appointment. We're not going to show up 2 to 3 hours late like they do here, where like, if you call a technician to fix your sink, you might be waiting all day. And I love time management. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, call you and you say you're going to be here at 12 o'clock, then you need to be here at 11:55. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
To make sure everything is good. So those are the qualities that we're building into our home maintenance company, making sure that it's timely and still affordable to, I mean, within reason, and make sure that you're giving a quality service, sure that things are done correctly. So those are the biggest things that we're going to have at Home Effects to our customers. Just bringing that standard, that American Canadian standard, into the Dominican Republic, because it's not here. It's not here. You need
Mm-mm.
something. Everybody complains. I had to wait 2 days for the guy to come fix my pipe. He said he was gonna be here at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, and he didn't come until 2 o'clock on Thursday. Like,
Like
come
it's
on, man.
like it ain't nothing. I'll give you guys an example. As y'all know, I was looking to get an estimate on my kitchen, trying to get three. Us as Americans, we always go for three estimates, and we go for the best estimate. I
Just
went to three different guys. I only made two guys showed up. One guy, I got the estimate from one guy. The other guy, he showed up and never called me back. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on. So if DR will humble you if nothing else, okay?
yeah.
It will definitely humble your ass. Yes.
Or you'll lose
Um,
it. One of the two.
yeah, 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 and you gotta exercise patience, man. Otherwise, you'll lose your shit. You'll lose it. You'll definitely lose it. Shout out to Nueva Jersey. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Dominican Diaries. Nick Nation says not a laundromat, but washing service businesses that caters to foreigners to give them similar comfort from home countries. Okay, yeah, I did say that. Like a what you call it, a cleaners, a dry cleaning service. I think could do well. Yeah, because I don't really see any places like that. I think one in Puerto Plata I do know of that I went to that offers that kind of service, and I think it will work only because they kind of costly up in there. So if you only got, let's just say you research a business and it's only one business, well then you become their competition. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now you become their competition. So yeah, definitely research it for sure. Uh Knicks Nation, a business, let's see, a business that is internationally intermediate, was it intermediary between customers and the service line. Got it. Come on, dealing with Dominican customer service is a nightmare. Dominicans are lazy. Thank God they have. We're not gonna do that. Come on, man. We're not gonna do that. There's lazy Dominicans, there's lazy Haitian shit, there's lazy Americans, man. So we not gonna single out just a certain group of people. We ain't gonna do that. But so tell me some since you've been there a year and 4 months. Tell me some of the pros and cons of living in DR.
Um, Quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's less rush, there's less pretentiousness. I came from Atlanta where everything had to be shiny and flashy, which is pretty, which is great. You know what I mean? But sometimes you don't want to be shiny and flashy. You know, sometimes you just want to be regular, but then people judge you for just being regular. So I love this country is that you can walk around and be regular and nobody knows who you are, what you are, how much you got, what you do. We had a conversation there last night where I was hanging out with some friends and another friend is in town and he was like, what does he do? What does they do? What did they do? What did they do? And I was like, we don't have conversations about what you do in here in
Mm-hmm.
the public. I mean, we just don't ask people what they do. And
Right.
I part about it because it's like I could be sitting next to a millionaire. I could be sitting next to somebody who makes, $500 a month. I could be sitting next to somebody who don't even have a job, and we all look almost alike. You know what I mean? We all look alike, and we all look familiar. We're having a great conversation, and we're having a party, and da 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 da. And nobody cares. Nobody cares as long as the
Mm-hmm.
Brugal and the Presidentes are flowing. Who cares?
Yes, right, right.
That, that's the thing. The food quality is great. The food
Mm-hmm.
quality is awesome. Now, you have to understand that this is real food. This is not that
Right.
plastic steroid injected, preservative injected food. It takes longer to cook. It takes
Mm-hmm.
longer. That beef here, the beef here does not beef like the United States beef.
Man,
You go,
the quality of the beef there is A1, man. I will tell you. And I love carne de res. I love me some carne. So I will tell you, I love the quality of the meat for sure.
you have to cook
So
it.
huh?
Okay, but you have to cook it longer and
Yeah,
prep it.
I listen, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's the quality for me. So in terms of like your social networks, like do you have a group of people that you meet with? How is that for you? Your social life in DR.
So mine is great. Sometimes it's too great. I
Mm,
am for knowing a lot of people. I came here on a mission and goals. So the expat community was my goal to meet them and immerse myself into them and see who they are and what they needed, finding their pain points in living here. So those are the reasons that I kind of immerse myself into the expat communities. There are lots of them. There are all shapes and sizes of them. You
mm-hmm,
have you have the Canadian expats, you have the black expats, you have the white expats, you got the Russian expats. You have a conglomerate of all of the expats from everywhere in the country, and it's just finding those people who vibe with. You're not gonna vibe with everybody. Not everybody's gonna
right.
like
Mm-hmm,
everybody. So it's okay. Um, but you find your community and you vibe. I have not. I, because of my comfortability or not being comfortable with the language because I'm not fluent. I have
mm-hmm,
not jumped into the Dominican and or Haitian communities and hanging out with them too many. Do I have some friends? Yes, but
mm,
speak English. So if they don't speak English, then it's kind of hard for me to communicate. And I'm not one of those people who are going to sit down and have a whole conversation with through translator. It's
right. It's not good. It's frustrating after a while. I get it. I get it. And
yeah.
and for those of you who are just watching, there you have it. Coming from a woman's point of view. As she said, and I say to my viewers all the time, immerse yourself with getting to know other expats, um, getting familiarized with different Facebook groups. Um, uh, not just Facebook group, but WhatsApp groups. That's how I reached out to you, through WhatsApp. So there are a lot of platforms out there for you to get connected with people. And here it is. She's on the other side. She's in Punta Cana. It's a huge expat community on the North Coast. I'm sure it's just as huge on the Punta Cana side as well.
Yeah.
So as a single woman, single, how has it been for you in terms of the dating scene? Because there's a lot of
But
single women that's might be looking for love in other places. So tell me, as a single woman, what would you say the dating scene is like for you? If you're dating,
okay, so I don't date in the Dominican. I have not dated the Dominican and or Haitian.
okay,
That, and I don't think I can.
okay,
Um, and that is, I have not found a person who I can genuinely trust. For
hmm,
me, in the United States, like, I, you can spot a bum. You can't. You don't even know if a bum is a bum. You know, a guy who doesn't can't don't have their stuff together. All
uh,
of this. You know, it takes a little minute. Here, you already know that financially they're not on your pay grade. So
right,
you have to, knowing that financially you're going to be the breadwinner,
uh-huh.
male, American, period,
And
female
can
or
I ask you a question? Is that a problem for you? Because for most women, I would say for most, foreign women, it's a problem for only because, they have been indoctrinized to believe, not even to believe, but it's just a traditional thing for a man to be the breadwinner. So would you say that's a problem for you? And would it be a problem for women of color, you think?
I think it's a problem for me. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, um, I I I need I need it to be what we consider. I need it to be beneficial, the relationship to be beneficial in some way, shape, or form. And coming here, you're not going to get the financial
Right.
benefit, and that's a big thing for me personally. I don't want to have to take care of anybody. I want to be able to make a man know that he's a man, and because I have a very alpha female personality already, so
Okay.
they're alpha males, but they are very controlling. They're very possessive men in the
Mm-hmm.
Dominican. The culture is this way. This is how they are, which is not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work well with my personality, and you're not the provider. If I'm the provider, then I get more. I personally have more dominance when you're trying to tell me what to do and pay it off.
So whoever makes the more money wears the pants is what you're saying.
That part. So
Okay.
being that it's a traditional culture here, the men, no
Uh-huh.
matter what they make, they assume the role of being the dominant. Now, some women love this. Some women love
Uh-huh.
it.
Well,
It doesn't make
I will say this though. I think that's probably a lot of reasons as to why women have a hard time finding a man. And I'm not even just gonna say in DR, just in general. And these are kind of conversations that do need to be had. Only because I think it will help break these kind of, I call them curses. Only because I feel like if a woman does make more than her man, it should make the man feel less of a man. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot. And I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of women are single. You know what I mean? And I mean, what is your take on that? You tell me, what is your take on that?
because as women, we all want the traditional lifestyle. We would
Right.
love, we would prefer to stay at home, not work, pretty much cook, clean for those who are traditional women. This is what this is what we really want. We really don't want to work. We don't. We want to
Uh-huh.
be taken. We have to work. We have to
Hmm.
survive. We have to do these
Hmm.
things. And even in relationships, these are things we have to do, but most of us really don't want to. But at the end of the day, like when we come into it, and if we've been doing it for a long time, we get set in our ways like anybody else does. And if I'm sitting here struggling and getting up every morning and doing this and doing that, and then you want me to be traditional, and then you want me to be submissive, and then you want me to be this, and then it's just like, dude, what, you have to make me de-stress for me to enter those qualities, those submissive qualities. So if I'm stressed about how these lights are gonna get paid or how this rent, paid, then I don't know how I can't be submissive.
Uh,
I can't, I don't, you know. But at the end of the day, that's what they have. But the thing is the men here are very loving. If you're a female who wants to be loved and cherished, they will be in your behind to cherish and love you all day. Love bombing is a thing here. If
mm-hmm.
you need the good, eggplant, there's a lot of that here.
Right.
It's, and so those are the qualities that you desire. And great eggplant and love bombing you and being up underneath you, then yes, men here will provide that service, and some of them cook and clean too. So
Yeah, I mean, I listen. My father was there, but he wasn't. So it's a lot of things that I had that my mother taught me. Thank God. I hated it. When I was young, but I'm self sufficient. I can clean. I can sew. I can do my own laundry. That's why it's like I guess I'm kind of picky when it comes to women because it's like, damn, if I can do all of this, what can you bring to the table that I can't already do? You see
right,
what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm a type of man, I'm not needy. I'm not a needy man. A lot of us are needy. You know what I mean? I thank God that I'm not that kind of a man. So I just feel like I mean I don't have a I'm accustomed to being a breadwinner anyway. But I feel like if I am gonna choose a woman that makes less than me, you gotta be able to bring something to the table. I gotta see the potential there. Somebody that I could, if I can bring her from the bottom and bring her here, then we good. You know what I mean? So I just feel like as women, some women might need to change their mindset. Okay, the man might not make a whole lot of money, but if the potential is there, if he's got, hardworking attributes, if he's a family man, let that count for something. Don't just look at, okay, if he has that potential of building with you, then rock with it. That's just my mentality on that. You know, knowing that they're living in a undeveloped country where they're not making a whole lot, but if they have the potential and the drive and the motivation and ambition to elevate themselves, sometimes it takes a good woman to make a good man. Am I right?
right. And I will give you in this country, you do have to allow that insight on the potential. But in Punta Cana, a lot we have Sankeys here, and we have and we- which are pretty men. They're the
The
men.
Sakis is heavy. I've never really, I'm not a female, but I'm hearing that the Sankey's is heavy in Punta Cana, boy. Heavy,
Yeah,
heavy in the Punta Cana.
heavy. They're beautiful men. I mean, if
Uh,
you, you're like, oh, you just, like y'all see women and they're gorgeous. These men are
uh,
beautiful, and
uh,
you're just, oh my goodness, he could be my trophy husband because that's what they would be. Your
uh-huh.
trophy. If that's what you want, it's okay. It's okay,
hmm
and it's fine. But yes, if you're going to do now, I'll date an expat. I'll date expats, and but I'm not a fan of dating the Haitians and the Dominicans as of yet. I have not found anybody who I can have a
Well, never,
decent.
never say never. Never, you never know. But
Never.
I'm a reason.
Yeah,
You never
you never,
know. But let
you
me
never
let me
know.
go into some of these comments. I want to read some. I don't want to miss out on anybody because we about to close out soon. Conversation is good. You see, when time fly, man, you having good conversation, time just flies. Um Kama, I'm gonna start at Kama. He said breadwinner, aka walking ATM machine. You will pay for everything.
Yes,
I always tell people you got to choose your mate wisely. Perception rules, reality says, come on now. You got to date the locals. See, you got to give a local a try. You got to give a local. You never know. You
I
never
ain't ready.
know.
I ain't
She ain't
ready.
ready. She ain't ready, y'all. Come on. The perception rules. Are you willing to support someone's whole family? No, I'm not.
Right.
And no, I'm not. That's one thing that I'm not willing to do. And I always say this to whether you're a man or a woman, and you're
Yes,
dating a local, and you plan on marrying them, it's best that you take them far, not away from their family. You don't want to move close to their family only because Once you marry them, you done marry pretty much their home family. And it's just the Dominican thing. They have this entitlement where they feel like they can just come to your house any given time and borrow sugar and oil and milk, and before you know it, this is happening every single day, and you like, yo, I didn't sign up for this. You know what I'm saying? So and that will really tell you if that person really wants to be with you. If they live in Santiago and you say, you know what, babe, I like this house over here in Puerto Plata. I think I'm gonna buy a house over here. Let's move there. If they telling you no, I want to be with my family and this and that, that's those are red flags, because if they really love you, they're willing to uproot their life to be with you, especially if you're the one that's making the money. You know, I'm just saying. Um, Crazy world, crazy world. She can find a successful Dominican man there, mainly a business owner, a top earning occupation. So and that's true. It's all the way you look. It's all the way you look. Sometimes you might have to step outside of the box. Stop going to the beaches where you know where the hanky pankies be hanging. Go to find out what's going on in the Dominican Republic, where businessmen and women go to conferences, and those kind of places is where you're going to find quality men and women. You got to
Right.
go outside of the norm, to find that.
I'm not saying they're not here. And Punta Cana probably will be the best place to find one because there's a lot of money in Punta Cana in American and or Dominican money here. So I'm not saying that they're not here. I just have not found the guy, and I'm not even looking. That's the thing. Is like I'm not looking. I'm here for me and
But
here
you
to
know
build.
what though? Nah, y'all always say y'all not looking, but at some point in time, we all get lonely. Somebody needs somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, you might not be looking now, but eventually you're gonna be looking. So you might as well just start. Start dating. Ain't nothing wrong with just going out there and testing the waters a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Find me. He'll find me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I heard that. It'll find her. All right. Next question. Perception rules reality. Most men don't like to work either. It just has to be done. And that's facts. I mean, if it were up to me, I'd be sitting on the beach sipping on a pina colada every day. But, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I definitely agree with you on that, bro. Definitely. He also says for men, the standard is the same worldwide, but for women, it's challenging outside Western countries. And I will say that. I will say it is more challenging for you guys, you women, only because y'all, like I said before, y'all are accustomed y'all accustomed to the men being the breadwinner and being the provider. So when you go outside of that, it's like, yo, I'm not y'all probably looking, y'all mental probably like, yo, I'm nobody's sugar mama. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might like them young, but I'm not coming out my pocket. And to be honest with you, I understand it. Sometimes in order to understand, you got to take yourself outside of you and put it in the next person. So I get it. I definitely get it. But
Yeah.
like I said, think of the potential of the person. Looking to the potential rather than, oh, he ain't got no money now. Like what can you do? Like what is your potential? And that's what I'm big on. I'm big on that.
Right.
Knicks Nations 112, 112. You can make less, but both parties have to be on the same page. You can make more, and over time, people gain resentment for each other. It's true. It is true. It's true. Money changes a lot of things in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It definitely does. So I get it. Sharonda Checkle, yes, eggplants are all ages and sizes. Nah, Sharonda, you ain't say the eggplant, did you? You ain't say that. You ain't say that, Sharonda. Nick's Nation 112. A housewife can be your secretary, your partner to go make your money, not just a dependent. Most rich people even have their kids on the job. And it's true, like that's what I say. Like if I'm gonna get this is my thing. If I'm living down there, I'm building a house, I do plan on having more kids. I would prefer, my wife to handle the bills. You know what I mean? Like take some of the stress off of me. I want to be comfortable enough to say, babe, take this $1,000 or $2,000 and do what you're supposed to do with it. And I shouldn't have to second guess, like, damn, is she doing the right thing with that? You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to trust my woman wholeheartedly with my funds and not have to worry. You know what I mean? That's important to me. It really is. So I definitely I agree with you on that. Knicks Nation 112, 100%, 100% for sure.
Here though, be careful. So be careful.
That well, I know. I trust me. I know. I got Clint Johnson. Hello from the Golden Eagle Homestead. 60 pesos to the dollar. Time to buy. All right, y'all hear that? Homestead Puerto Plata. $60 per meter. It's a nice location. I've seen it. So you guys are interested in purchasing some land in Puerto Plata at $60 per meter? Be sure to reach out to me or Clint Johnson on YouTube. So we about to be closing out soon. So you tell me, is there anything? Just give me three things you would give advice for people who are looking to relocate to Dominican Republic. Three
Okay,
things.
my three things is one, you're not in America anymore. Okay? Come here with an open mind and not think that you're in the United States. This is not the United States. They're not gonna move like you move, that we move. They're not gonna do things like we did. The people are totally different. The culture is different. We're not in the United States. Period. That's my biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, come here just with a plan. Come with a plan, regardless if it's your retirement or you're doing. Come with a plan. What do you want to do? Who do you want to meet? Who do you want to talk to? Why do you want to talk to them? Do you even want to talk to people? Some people don't even come here to socialize. So come here with the plan. And I understand that this is a better quality of life being in the Dominican Republic, the food quality, the being healthy here, and just learn to enjoy life. Slow down, come here, slow down, and enjoy life, and just have fun. Just have fun with it. That's what I
Mm,
say. Don't put these American expectations on your life here, and start
mm.
small.
Nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell me, is there for people that's looking to reach out to you, you was talking about your property management and all that stuff. Do you have any social media handles? If in case somebody that's in Punta Cana that wants to reach out to you, give them your social media handles.
So my Instagram, my personal Instagram is I am unique, right? And then our Home Effects Instagram is home effects um, on Instagram, and you can find us at homeeffects.services on the internet. So coming in January, please stay tuned. We're going to be launching our services or our starter services on that side of it, so that we can start promoting the company.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna close that.
But
Well,
follow me
this,
on IG, and we'll give you all the updates. I am unique, right?
okay, all right, you guys, and once we're done, I'll put your handles in the description box for those who may have missed it. I'm gonna Clint. I just want to be clear with this property you're talking about here. You said $1, 60 pesos. Just elaborate on that a little bit more before I close out on that, if you're still there. And I'm gonna read Nick's Nation's comment. He says, no matter what, you have to put your partner up on game. If you have more tools and resources, then you have to give some of the knowledge to get them to manage manageable or preferable standards for you. And that is true. That is true. I call it empowering your partner. Give them the tools for success so that you can both elevate together. I like to call it equally yoked. You got to yoke your partner and bring them to your level of standards. For sure. 60 pesos is a dollar rate to $1. Okay, Clint, but how much are we talking per dollar? How much? I know where the homestead is, but I just how much are you talking per dollar? How much per dollar? Um, I'm getting all these comments. And guys, there's 21 you guys in here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to hit the like and share and subscribe before we close out. I appreciate all the love and support. Nick's Nation, if you are into real estate, you have to find someone who has some knowledge in that industry there. Correct. Correct. Yeah, and that's what I say. If you're looking for a partner, 37,000 for 500 meters, guys. Just so you know, 500 square meters, you get $37,000 to get you 500 square meters. And you're absolutely right. If you're looking for a partner, it's better to get a partner. If they can't help you financially, get somebody that's resourceful that can help you navigate into DR so that you can get to where you want to be. Those are the kind of mates that you should be looking for. And that's my advice, and that's real. That's real. That is real for sure. Clint, we're gonna talk. I'm probably gonna have you back on too, so we can talk. You're due for another live, my brother. But guys, once again, I appreciate you guys. It's 101. We are 1 minute over. It's been a pleasure having you on. It really has, and I'd like to have you back on. And once you start this business, yeah, definitely have you back on and talk more about your business and all of that. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I love to.
All right, great. All right, so until then, guys, we'll be talking to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I mean Sunday. Damn, I'm thinking it's Saturday. Yeah, Sunday. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Until then, y'all take care.
All right, bye.